can all admit one thing. This fight was difficult.
Get your healing items ready.
And let's be honest, that's exactly what we all wanted. God, what?
For the hordes. This is your best chance.
Dude! Oh my god, the ledge. Fucking piece!
So tasty!
No! Every time! I'm not gonna make it. I didn't make it. Piece of shit. Gotta love it! Gotta love it, you guys! Have you been getting clapped? The Alatreon? Getting hit by the Alatreon, baby? Hello, friends. Back again. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. Got a special video for you today. I've finally defeated Alatreon, and I feel comfortable enough to share 10 advanced tips to fighting Alatreon. So let's get to it. Yes!
Let's go!
Yes! Oh my god, dude, that was so money. We get his face.
Hell yeah!
Baby! Let's go! Yes!
There it is, boys!
Yes! Prance on your grave. Oh, so happy. Capcom confused a lot of people, saying that we would need to use a lot of different elements to take out Alatreon. At least it made my team think that we would have to use a bunch of different elements to take down Alatreon, but that's actually not the case. If you know what element Alatreon is going to start as, either fire or ice, you can take the appropriate weakness and use that weapon the duration of the fight. Your whole team actually can run whatever it's weak to right off the bat. That way, it's a lot easier to meet that first elemental DPS check. Yes! Oh, yes, baby. That's all I wanted. Now, in order to meet that first elemental DPS check, make sure you're doing as much elemental damage as possible. No, I'm serious. You have to do as much elemental as you can. So go back into your build, redo your build, and put those elemental decorations that Capcom gave us. At least get yourself up to your element level 5. I'm not even kidding. It helps. It really does. Even if your weapon doesn't do a lot of elemental damage, you need to build for elemental damage, otherwise you won't make the DPS check. Also, if you're using a slower weapon, like a hammer, rip greatsword. That's just not even possible. But make sure if you're using a slower weapon like the hammer, stack as much elemental attack as possible, because the slower weapons don't actually do as much elemental damage. Also, pro tip, if you're going to be using hammer, do a lot of attacks like the swing attack or the clutch claw swing attack, because those actually hit the monster more often and you're doing more elemental damage that way. Alright, this is one that I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about. I did a little experimenting and it just happened to work, so I don't know exactly how much accuracy is in this, but it did work for me when I tried it. So here's some footage of me doing it as well. It took about a minute and a half for me to get to the first DPS check. And the trick was, you have to enrage him as fast as possible. When you enrage Alatreon, his elemental hit zone values actually change and you do more elemental damage to his hit zones. That way, you can actually get to that first elemental DPS checkpoint faster. So, the way that I did it, I just slapped him 3 times in the face right when the quest started, weakened his face, he instantly got enraged, and then I didn't even have to do that many attacks, but I slowly was attacking him. I wasn't even playing that well, and I ended up getting the first DPS checkpoint. This was one of my most successful attempts, and I believe it's because of how fast I actually enraged him.
You're doing a good job containing Alatreon's power.
And maybe you don't want to enrage him at the start of the fight, and that is totally fair. If not, you have some great opportunities to get some damage in early on. So if he's in the air, you can easily just go for that floor bang. Floor gang! Got him.
Oh, yes.
Or flash him down to the air.
Flashes, last one. No, you cannot do it when he's enraged. Good to know.
Flashing him is a really easy way to stop him from getting any of his like spread fire attacks or his spread water attacks where he shoots fire in a circle all around him. Those are great opportunities to stun him to the ground, and it cancels the attack. If you are near one of the 3 pillars in the area, you can actually go for the wall bang as well. Alright, something you'll notice pretty quickly once you start fighting him, he's got a thunder aura around his face a lot of the time. If this is surrounding his face, you are not able to clutch claw onto his face. It'll just shock you off of it. It really doesn't do that much damage, but it is a mechanism designed to waste your mantles. So if you put on your temporal mantle and you clutch claw onto his face and it's surrounded in thunder, then you're going to lose your entire mantle and it's going to still throw you off and damage you. Yeah. Okay, let's say that you're wearing Rocksteady. It's going to kill you unless you press X and get off as fast as you can, but it is going to chip you continuously until you die. This was made this way on purpose. They don't want you clutching onto the face in certain segments. So what should you do instead? When it rears back on its hind legs and there's thunder all over its face, don't clutch claw onto the face, clutch claw onto the legs. That is a perfect opportunity to weaken the legs. And that brings me to my next point is don't focus on the head at first. Make the priority the elemental DPS check. Once you finish the elemental DPS check, then you can focus on the head. However, if you don't get the elemental DPS check and it transitions from whatever element it's in to dragon, then you might want to prioritize the head, and then after you get the first horn break, then go back to the DPS check.
You know what? I'm not even going for the wall hit anymore. You're just a piece of...
For example, I was so fed up with the fight, I was going after a wall bang this entire time and I just got completely over it, so I just enraged him so that I could get extra damage. Not really knowing about the extra elemental damage on the hit zones at this point. I was just still experimenting. Also, I'm not the best longsword player, it's not really my main, but I ended up doing really well against him with it. So again, this shows exactly how fast you can get to the DPS checkpoint if you enrage the monster. It's also a good example of the stages of the fight. You're not necessarily out of the running on the DPS checkpoint if you haven't got the horn break.
You're doing a good job containing.
Hey, what's up? I got it. Yes.
Pro tip, if you keep the legs weakened for a good duration of the battle, you'll keep your DPS higher. I haven't really heard anyone talk about this one either. I read that you can weaken the ESCATON judgment twice before it's executed. This would take a lot of damage, but from what I heard, it actually weakens the judgment even more than just weakening it once, so it's even easier to survive the attack. Learn the patterns of Alatreon's moves to better punish the monster, and naturally this only comes with more practice and focus, not the skill. Let's talk about food. So, I'm hoping you all know that it's essential to eat for elemental resistance in this fight. Definitely elemental resistance large with the skill that you can get. I found in my trial and error that actually the medic skill is one of the more beneficial skills during the fight. The medic skill increases the potency of healing items. In a fight that you're literally running out of healing items, this can make or break the fight. Another opportunity for DPS would be mounts, my friends. Yes, they are very helpful in this fight. There are 3 ledges that you can lure him to, and I just want you to be aware going into it that mounting him is very difficult. He struggles a lot, so you'll have to constantly move around on the monster or grasp onto him if he's trying to throw you off. Pro tip, if you have someone with wide range on your team, you can keep feeding whoever mounts the monster stamina with rations or meat, whatever you want to eat. And a little tip from one of my fellow Lance players, you can actually guard all of Alatreon's hits with guard up and guard 3 very comfortably. Thank you, Joseph. This attack right here is so deceptive. It looks as if you could get a free clutch claw out of this attack, but I am weary to agree. Honestly, it seems like Alatreon's programmed to attack instantly the second she's done doing that animation. I found myself rarely being able to get the clutch claw attack in during that duration, unless I predicted her doing the move, then I was able to get a clutch claw attack in. Something else I noticed during the fight was you cannot slap the monster or change its orientation while it's transitioning between elements.
Actually pretty slow.
Wait, what?
Something's happening to it.
Last little tip is when I die, I like to bring the crystal burst into the area with me. That way I can flinch it right when I get there and it doesn't hit me with fire or cheese me or some BS, you know? Well, friends, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Let me know how you guys are doing with Alatreon. Let me know if you've already killed him. Let me know if you are having trouble with him. Let me know what you want to see from me. If you want to see some armor sets, let me know in the comments. Hopefully you liked the video. Thanks for staying till the end, and happy hunting, friends.
What can you do?